Hey everyone, and welcome to the panel discussion for the 2017 YouTube Brand Builders Virtual Summit. It's the first one, and I'm excited to have these amazing people here with me. I cannot believe they're here actually. Like, I'm still shaking inside. All right, so I'm going to introduce every single person, just give everybody a wave, and then we're gonna jump straight into the questions that we have today. People here have got views, views upon views upon views. Okay, so how this is going to work is that we're going to have four main subjects, being YouTube culture, content creation, making money, brand relationships, and finally social media and building your brand. So let's start off with YouTube culture. So there's two ways to look at it. It's either you're on the subscriber side or you're on the creator side. And in South Africa, especially 2017, the subscriber watching culture in South Africa has really gone up. But some of you guys have been on YouTube forever, for many years. How did you guys even start watching YouTube whenever you started watching YouTube? How was it for you? What happened, Sibo?
Okay, so I started really late, I think. It was 2014.
No.
I remember I was at varsity and we just had way too much Wi-Fi. And then I sat there the one time, I was bunking classes, don't bunk classes. I was bunking my lectures and I was watching videos. I think I was watching like music videos because in my head YouTube was this like video dump where people put
Or like trending videos.
Exactly, like funny videos.
yeah.
And then the one time I think I found Casper Lee, and then I watched that and it was weird. There was this guy sitting on his bed just talking to the camera, and I was like, I think I found a weird part of YouTube. Let me like I thought I just found like some
like views and subscribers.
Exactly, and I was like, okay, I don't know what a subscriber is. Like I understand views, cool. And then from there, I watched his collaboration videos, and then I found more and more people, and then I just found this whole culture, and they call themselves YouTubers, and I was like, cool. 2 weeks later, I literally started my channel. Yeah.
You're fast. Michael, what happened?
So I started about 6 years ago. I was watching videos during university, and I also saw people who were actually making videos, and I was interested in that. And so I wanted to make videos, but I didn't have any equipment. All I had was the microphone in my laptop. So the first videos that I was creating were rap covers of the Antwoord a cappella versions. They were horrible. They were horrible. And then during that year, I was exposed to Casper Lee, and then started getting exposed to the elite South African YouTubers like your Nerd Squared, your Derek Watson, the Sunday Blues, your Kirsten Hewlett's, and then it took me a year to finally get hold of a small little handheld camera, and then I could start making videos, and that was in 2013. And I then wanted to share a positive message about South Africa online, and I wasn't a part of that elite white rich people who could afford cameras straight away and afford lighting and things like that. I would build myself up to that point, and then started seeing the growth in the community. But that was my change from the viewer to a creator.
That's amazing. 6 years ago.
6 years ago.
Guys, I won't lie, I was so late to the YouTube game. Mitlali, you said you were watching from high school.
Yeah, I started watching videos when I was in grade 9, so that's 15
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even know. I don't remember what happened.
Where did you get the Wi-Fi?
The computer room.
Yeah.
I'd be that girl who's in the computer room until I remember his name was Mr. Debe. Like he'd come to log up like
This guy.
The first YouTuber I ever watched was Michelle Fan. She's
Wow.
She just
Yeah.
she's so successful in the YouTube industry. And it was a Barbie makeup tutorial.
Oh, nice. Yes, when did you start?
I started in varsity, early varsity. I worked on campus. So when you don't know what to do during those working hours, but you want to earn
The
that
hours.
hour that you were there, I started watching music as well. And then at the time, I was interested in taking care of my hair, but I had relaxed hair at the time, very short. And I saw this black girl with super long hair. She was relaxable. So I clicked on that, and then I realized you can actually sit, same thing, and actually speak to a camera. And that's also how I got to know about this hair community. At the time, there was a major blogging community in the States, joined forums, and then from the forums, I learned about more YouTubers who are actually interested in relaxed hair, taxlex hair, natural hair, grew my hair down to...
I saw you actually had some serious for
relaxed
a
hair.
black girl.
Correct.
Yes.
And then I decided to go on Facebook, put my content on Facebook, and people were then demanding for videos. They were just like, well, why don't you do this on video? And at the time, I was still not interested. I then sat in front of a camera one time after a lecture that said something about people fear more death. People fear public speaking more than they do death. And I decided to do a video about that because I'm not presenting. Webcam, and I was like flipping my hair the whole time. I put it up. And people watched it, but the one comment that they were making was, damn, you're busy with this. So I left that, and that was my first video in 2013, the only video in 2013, not to be found anywhere on the internet today.
Wow.
But yeah, that's how the journey began. Here I am today.
Carla, how did you start
Sure.
as a subby?
I'm late to the game from everybody. So, because I never liked watching music videos because I'm like, I'll listen to music, but I don't need to watch it. I don't need to know what the bands look like. I'm not that interested in it. And so, yeah, because I was quite tech savvy, I would read online comics and I'd read books and things. So I never actually watched anything on YouTube specifically. Like I might have watched if it was on Facebook or... And then, which is weird because I was also an actress, so like you would have thought like a content creator platform would have been like, yes, we should all do this. And then I think like 3 years ago I started watching more and more stuff. So I had a Gmail account so I could watch
Access
YouTube.
it,
And then like 4 years ago, I uploaded some of my acting monologues up onto YouTube just so that I could have them. And didn't touch it for a long time. And then 2 years ago was watching some content with my friends, and he said he had a channel, so we started building that channel together because we just wanted to film a game we played for fun. And then I started watching YouTube properly. Like now I watch it all day, every day for work.
Now at least you can blame it on work. Menzi, how was your subscriber life?
It's actually weird. The first video I ever watched on YouTube was in high school. It was like top 10 most haunted houses.
Those top
It was a special moment.
Then I ditched YouTube, and then the second year I jumped back on. I used to only watch YouTube to check out the latest trailers. There's channel called Movie Tips Trailers, and I was like, I'm a film junkie, so I just watched the trailers. And then my roommate, one of my closest friends, just introduced me to this guy called Casey Neistat.
Oh wow, love him.
And then I literally, like, it blew my mind because the intention was to be a filmmaker, to create movies and put them on YouTube, but then the labor that goes into filmmaking is too much. So I needed like, I was like, okay, I'm gonna vlog like Casey, like going away. And then I got like a camera from India, 600D camera, was cheaper, and it was like 5,000 from India, and it's 10,000 in SA. So my mother was like, we'll get it there, I got the camera. And then I wrote a short film, literally I still have the script, called Broken Acres. It was literally supposed to be one movie. And I realized that it's difficult to bring people together to shoot a movie, to make my friends act too. Because they just didn't want, they were like, what are you doing? So I just picked up a camera, I think the day after my birthday, and I just said, yo, I'm shooting this thing, it's called Broken Acres. I'm like, okay, that's great. Cool. And then they carried on talking, and that was the beauty of it. That they were like, okay, means got a camera, fuck it, let's carry on. It worked so naturally because they just being themselves.
And look what happened now.
Yeah, and then when I dropped it, the sound was so bad. Like when I dropped the video, it was terrible sound. And it was weird because to me, I thought that was the most amazing thing I've ever done. And everyone was like, man, shit is really whack. So I'm like, cool. Then I just carried on. Like every week, I was like, every week we want to shoot. Like, okay, cool. So yeah, and that's basically how I started YouTube. And at the time, I thought YouTube I thought there were no South Africans doing YouTube. And I was like, there's nobody here. And that's why the show became so vulgar, because I was like, nobody's gonna watch.
Yeah.
So it's okay, say what you want.
Yeah.
People were like, watch your shit. Like people will roll up on me and like, yeah. So yeah, that's how I started YouTube.
So ever since becoming content creators, when people come to you, isn't it weird? Like how is your early interactions with people who are just like, oh my gosh, I watch you, like, and you're like, you do? How's it been for you? Like, especially, I mean, how we met, you were like, oh, I watch you on YouTube. I was like, yeah. I think I had like 100 subbies.
Yeah. Well, I've been following you since your journey.
Yeah.
Back in 2008. I've always had you as a friend on Facebook. But it's weird still today. We had an encounter the other day at the Pro Beauty Expo where girls were like, hey, and I did not know that they were saying hi to me as a YouTuber. I had that whole moment of, I don't know you. You know, in
that's the thing.
life,
you have to get used to the fact that people know you and you don't know them.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And Gopan was like, so I still have those moments. It's a surreal sort of not real life yet it is real life kind of moment, and you have to sort of tap into being used to that. And unfortunately we don't act any different. I give people hugs, and once I know that, okay, that's how they know me. Of course it's strange in the beginning, but it's still weird. I still find it weird, especially when we have to sit down and have a full conversation. It's okay saying hi and giving you a hug, but then when you're expecting, when they say congrats, I saw the video, and how's Michelle? Most of my friends don't even know my little sister's name. How do you know Michelle? That kind of thing. So that's a bit weird, but otherwise people are really, really nice outside. Like I will say, especially in South Africa, very forgiving audience. Even if you make mistakes on videos, those people will forget that when they meet you. It's like, those kind of things. So
they are.
Yeah, you get used to it. I can't say I am now in case I meet somebody else.
But isn't it weird that people actually subscribe and watch your stuff?
I think I was more excited than this one guy who saw me, because the first channel I made, we only had like 99% international viewers. So I would be going to places like when I first met you, Kapana, we were at Google South Africa, and everyone's like, oh, tell me about your channel, and everyone's like, oh yeah, I've heard of that channel, and I'm like, you've never heard of mine? And I mean, like we have a lot of subs, so I was like, I also deserve to be here.
And then you quietly said, yeah, we have 30 something, and I was like, you had thousands of subscribers.
So I was in the Burger King, and this guy comes up to me and he's like, I'm so sorry to bother you. I'm like, no worries, are we in your seat? He's like, I watch your YouTube channel. He was a missionary from America who was here. And I was like, can we take a photo? And then you see this photo of me, I'm like, and this guy's like, I was like super excited. I was like, I never can.
It's a good experience. And how did you feel about, there was a point where Microwave Boys went trending on Instagram, and I was just like, whoa, that's amazing. How did you feel knowing that, okay, this is our work, it's out there, people are talking about it?
It's actually weird because it's because of it's a Joburg thing. Like I'm from Joburg, so when people know my stuff, I'm very chill, because Joburg people have that thing of like, I'm cool. That's many people say shit to me. Like, so I always have this thing of like, okay, I created the show because I really like it. I don't create it so I can be recognized. But if I do get it, it's like, that's really cool. But I'm so used to Joburg, because I know in Joburg, like people won't say anything. They'll be like, that's amazing.
They're not really
Yeah, they won't
Yeah.
say, like, for even, because I know, like, let's say with Miss Lally, girls will be, oh, that's Miss Lally, let's go speak to her. Guys won't do that shit.
Yeah,
Like, I know people know me when my friends get into a fight and then they bring up my channel. Then I'm like, oh, so you do know me.
Yeah.
You say broke niggas. I'm like, okay, but you're so quiet the whole night. Now you know me. So I'm very chilled about that, but I like it. Like, I really enjoy when people approach me. Like, I low-key really like it, you know, because I was at like a party, I was at this party called Genesis All Black. And like this young, like a kid, like 2 kids, man, like just approached me. Colored kids are like, it's the guy. What is this guy? That to me, as much as I act fresh about it, like I really like it and I appreciate it. I'm like, man, this is cool because I never thought that would ever happen to me. Like, it's just crazy to me. I'm still catching up to myself because I walk into parties thinking I'm just a normal person and everyone around me is acting weird. And I'm like, why is this happening? My friends also like, why is this happening? Why are they staring? What's going on? You don't realize like the reach, you know?
Definitely.
That's the nature of the game as well, is that we are uploading onto this platform. We don't see the viewer. We're not a stand-up comedian where you're on stage and you can see the reaction straight away. We have no clue who our subscribers are, essentially. We don't know what they look like. They know who we are, what our lives are, who our sisters' names are, and so on. And I think what is amazing when you get recognized, it's great, and you get to connect with that person, but it's amazing when you find an industry professional who knows you from your work. When you're trying to go and get a brand deal or you're at an event and someone comes up to you and they're like, I actually really love your videos, I've been watching you for years, and you're doing great work. That for me is the greatest recognition. And then what I love with me is in the first few years, I'm sure Sibu could also say the same, no one recognized me at all. Like, I would never get anyone come up to me. But now what's great is I can go to Cape Town, walk around in Cape Town, and someone walks up to me and is like, or chases after me, and they're like, I'm sorry, I watch your videos, it's really cool. So that's also really great, because like in Joburg, you don't really get that, but when you leave your area, your comfort zone, and you actually go different places in South Africa and you find people that actually watch you, you're like, why? But it is quite amazing to see that you put up a video and it makes a difference in someone else's life.
For me, funny enough, it was the opposite. Like moving to Joburg from Cape Town. People in Cape Town, like, cool, some people came up, but in Joburg, it's like, at least if I leave the house, I know at least once. If I'm going like in Rosebank Mall or Sandton, one person will either like say hi or later on social media be like, I saw you.
I saw you.
People do that all the time. Like, I saw you.
I was too shy to come say
Exactly. The last time I got it from like it was like a mom was like, I saw you, but I didn't want to walk up to you. She tweeted, and I was like, that's so nice, but I find that in Joburg, for me, more people come say hi, but then also I know that it's because I'm not from here.
Yes.
Yeah, that they do that.
I think definitely with that, I think when people know you're in Joburg, as soon as you leave, the way that people around you act is different from the way that people around you in Joburg act. It's like, it's the culture is very different. How's it been for you?
The whole subscriber.
The subscriber life.
I'm still very not uncomfortable, but I'm a very reserved person by nature. I know on my channel I'm quite energetic. When I get comfortable, that side comes out. So whenever people approach me, I'm still like, hi. My friends are always like, act normal. I just don't. What do you say to them?
You don't know what to say or how to act.
Like, ask me what's in here. Where do you school? Because I'm trying to create conversation.
It's like, it would be awkward if somebody came up to you and then it turns out that they went to high school with you.
Yeah.
And then it's like, I was trying to act fresh, but actually...
It's like Sibu was saying, you have to figure out if you do actually know this person.
And it's like, damn, do I know your name?
Yeah.
Because a lot of the time they'll come up to you and they'll be like, hey, and then silence.
Yes!
And then like, you're Sibu, right? You're like, okay, cool, so I'm not supposed to know you.
Yeah.
Cool.
Confirming.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm not supposed to know you.
Because you look rude.
That's the most difficult thing, is try not to look like an ass.
Exactly. I was once in a situation where I was traveling with my aunt to China. We were at a restaurant and I was so exhausted. We've been walking for hours. We just flew the day before. My legs are swollen and everything. And some girl comes to me and she's like, oh, I was like, I love your channel. And I'm like, oh my God, thank you. And then she wanted to take a picture and I'm just like,
Not now, please, not now. But I think that's the thing. A lot of international people also say that, like, when we're eating and when you can see, we look crusty. Like,
Yes.
Like,
Because we have
look
those days.
tired. You know when someone just looks out of it, like they don't even want to be there, and then now I'm just like.
Thing is though, they're probably so scared that they'll never see you again.
Yeah, that's the thing.
and we appreciate it though. We
We
really,
do.
really do
Which is
appreciate
why
it.
we need to stay switched on, unfortunately. It comes with it. It
Yeah,
comes with it. You
comes
can
with
never
the
be
job.
off. I mean, there is
And bread and milk. Clap, and you
know-
just go and you're just like,
You might put the face on for that
Yes.
milk, like that one YouTube video where she's like, listen, caca.
Can I tell you guys the worst thing that happened to me, speaking about crustiness, is I was at my flat and I've just taken a shower and I'm like wearing this big t-shirt and like not wearing any pants. I'm like, you know what, I'm getting into bed, I'm gonna edit a video. Hear a knock on the door and I'm like, who is it? And then my flatmate sister's like, it's me. So I'm like, okay, cool. It's like 10 p.m. I'm like, I'm not wearing pants, like we're also family, whatever. I open the door, do 10 girls not walk straight in. They were about to go clubbing, because I live in Maboneng, so there's clubs there. So they were like, they come in, then she walks in, she's like, hi, and there's just girls, just one after the other. And I'm like, I'm not wearing pants, I look like, I mean, I'm clean, because I just showered, but like, I'm also like, yeah, but I'm also like, and then they walk, and then like, the second last girl walks, looks at me, and then she turns back, she's like, Sibu! And then they all turn around, and they're like, no! They all wanted to take pictures. Guys, I looked so bad. I wasn't wearing, I'm like, can I wear pants? No, they wanted to hug me, and I'm like, can I wear pants? And they're like, no, it's fine. And like, I'm hugging like this. It's like, I don't, because people's daughters, and they're like, first year, and I'm
People's daughters.
They're gonna be
like,
taking selfies.
Listen.
Hug me in his underpants.
listen, it was so awkward. But they were cool about it. I was just cringing so hard the entire time.
these are the lessons that you learn.
So quickly.
Always be ready. Always
Have
be
to
ready.
wear pants at the door.
Yeah. All right, so closing off the YouTube culture topic, friends in YouTube, the culture amongst creators. How is that for you guys? I mean, the first time I made friends, she WhatsApped me. She's like, "Oh, I'm meeting with a bunch of YouTubers." I was like, I had been YouTubing for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And I was like, thank goodness, because one of my fears was like, I'm not gonna make friends like everybody else in the States and UK does. Like, how did you guys make friends? Do you have friends within YouTube? Or like, how's the culture in South Africa? Like, what? I see you smiling. It's like,
Maybe I'll someone else first.
Well, for me, I got an email from a couple of YouTubers that said they're doing a meetup, and I was scared because I didn't know any of them, and I knew you. I just met you a few days before. So I was like, well, I met somebody in real life. Let's meet up. But I also think that there should be a line drawn in a sense. I mean, you get along with people, and then you don't. Some people you can be friends with in a general sense, but we don't have to be besties. You know, in our case, you are the MC in my wedding. That's very rare when you really get along with somebody, and our men actually, we go out, as couples, and we do all of those things. But I think also the expectation shouldn't be the case, because I do get DMs from other YouTubers who say, hey, can I hang out, or hey, can we
Just
do
hang out
something?
today.
It's not made up. If that should be what I say. We meet up here. When we see each other, the more simple we've been to. You know what I mean? Don't act like you don't know me.
Yeah.
But and the next time we have drinks or coffee, that's cool. We've done a collab together. And nothing, don't act like you don't know me. You know what I mean? But at the same time, let's not act like we were together last night. You know what I mean? It's like, I think that's what it should be, but also I felt the expectation. When we had our meetup, when it was organized by other people, I got a lot of, I don't know what to call it, bad flack from a lot of other YouTubers saying, why didn't you invite me? You comment on my videos, but you didn't. I didn't organize it. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I mean by the whole line. Like, I don't know these people. Do you get what I'm saying?
I was also invited. No, I'm not like, what
do you understand? Like, you comment on my videos, but you don't even, like, wait, I don't know you. I don't know the others, and it's okay. So I think there should always be that whole it's okay line. Like, just as it was at school, where you meet people, some people will be part of a bigger circle, some people will be part of a smaller circle. What I do love, though, is that there is a bigger circle in South Africa, and we all love each other overall. I mean, I don't know about those other people right now, but overall, we all love each other, and we can all work together. And at events, I've seen that love. We all get along, so I don't think there's like bad culture?
So can I mean,
Someone is here to spill the tea.
let me just speak first.
Yeah.
I think maybe friends is the word. Like there are, like when I see YouTubers, my first response is not to be a friend, but my response is to support you, like to create that community. So I'm not trying to be a friend. If it happens, that's great. Like, if I notice a channel, I'm like, okay, there's a guy here and he's got 200 subscribers and he really likes what he's really creating dope stuff. I know how it feels to not get subscribers. So let me just say, yo, are you seeing this guy? Somebody come watch this, you know. So I will try to create that community, but we don't have to be friends.
And it's okay.
And it's okay.
I think you've both said like exactly. Firstly, you don't necessarily have to become best friends with somebody you know from YouTube. Like I knew Menzi from creating content, and then we just happened to become friends through that. But like it's fine if you collab and you know you're colleagues. You're allowed to be colleagues. That's the thing. People think you have to be friends. You're allowed to be colleagues with somebody and not necessarily be like, we're collabing, now we're hanging out every single weekend. That's what we did. So I think there is a community, but I think that there's also, like for example, I know that I'm not liked by a lot of people. I definitely know that people, I know, YouTubers. I know that a lot of YouTubers, because I drag people, that's the thing. Like, I know, and like I'm completely okay with that. I just don't like that whole thing of, what can I say? I don't want to make this into a shame thing. Be honest about it. I know that a lot of people like me because of social capital. So I know a lot of people like me because if you don't like Sibu, you ostracize yourself from other YouTubers. That's what they assume. But there's this thing where people think because they're not necessarily part of that they're excluded.
They're outside of it.
Yeah. And that's my thing. People think because they're not part of that, they're excluded. And
I get that feeling too.
And a lot of the time it's people who don't reach out, who expect us to be like, nah, you're not one of us. And it's not necessarily that way. But I can see like why they think that. I can completely understand why people would think that. But I think, yes, we do have our small pods, but I think in the greater YouTube, people usually stand up for each other.
I think it's also, like you said, there's how many YouTube channels, we can't all be expected to be friends. But like you said, we're colleagues, so we'll come and be civil. Like people must be civil with each other. And then also like, you don't know if you don't ask. Like, I mean, when I sat down, I was chatting, and Kopano is going to bring it up a bit later, but I sold one of my YouTube channels, and then Sid was like, not your tips and tricks channel, and I was like, you what? Yes! So I had a little bit of shine inside, and I'm like, I would have thought, I actually have an idea, but I'm like, you don't know if you don't ask.
Yes.
So I'm going to come ask you something.
Yes.
Just
but
ask.
It is that way. I think it's a general culture within South Africans that if there's a group of friends and you want to be part of it, people are scared to say, "Can I join?" So a lot of people
offended if you don't ask.
How does people know? You must just sniff out the air.
But
okay, can I just go in?
Yes.
It's time, Michael.
Like guys, get ready. The shade and the salt is coming out. I'm getting ready. So there is a YouTube community, but there is a lot of competitiveness within South Africa.
Definitely.
There's a lot of unnecessary beef. Michale, you know that people have fought with you in your beauty industry. People have fought with you for no reason. That we've had all those issues that there's beef that shouldn't be there because we feel as South Africans, and I think it might be a South African mentality, but also because the industry is so young, that the industry is small, so we must all compete and we must all fight and things like that. But there's space for everyone. If we actually put aside our differences, and I'm not saying we should be friends or things like that. If we put aside our differences and we actually worked together, we could build bigger pies or more pies that we could all have a piece of the pie. And I feel that in South Africa, we're still not doing that. YouTube in South Africa, the viewership side of that and the subscriber culture has changed drastically this year. But the problem again is that our creators, myself included, everyone here included, we do not work together. We do not say in business to,
Send
I've
business
tried
to
to
other
do that,
people.
but send business to other people, connect people to each other, and do what colleagues are actually meant to
Yeah.
do. Sure, we can say we're all colleagues and whatever, but what are we doing to be colleagues? You know, we need to work together so that we're building each other the same way Casper Lee did with the UK YouTube
YouTubers,
industry.
yeah.
He went to the UK, he collaborated with everyone,
Yeah.
and they all collaborate,
Yeah.
cross-pollinated, and that's why they are all sitting above 5 million subscribers.
But in
And
order, sorry,
yeah.
sorry to cut you off.
No, no,
Just
go
to add
ahead.
to what you're saying, in order for that to happen, people need to lose the mentality that we're in competition.
Yes.
Because we'll never be able to
Exactly
work together
Yeah.
if it's like, no, we're both beauty YouTubers.
Yeah.
Why we
Our
Exactly.
channels are growing, but no, we can't
Yeah.
work together because
Exactly.
we're in competition.
Exactly.
So,
And
It's-
I
it's
think
people
not-
must stop
it's-
feeling entitled as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
There's so much space. I mean, there are,
Yeah.
I'm sure, millions or whatever YouTubers in, you know, internet like America and
Mm.
Europe and
Yeah.
everything. So why must, I'm sure they don't sit there and they're like, oh no, that girl mustn't be on YouTube.
Yeah.
So I actually have a story. So there is a gaming YouTuber, so tabletop gaming, so not electronics, who felt that way, who felt like it was a competition and was stressed for various reasons. He's a wonderful guy. He about, I'm trying to think, 5 years ago, so like it's peak time still for America. He created fake accounts on YouTube,
Oh, yeah.
and he went and he threw shade at everyone in his industry.
Proper trolling.
He trolled
Definition.
like crazy. And then
That's the
he
thing.
had a lot of time, but also the thing is, it's also because he felt so much fear and so much, the pie isn't big enough for everybody, and if I don't stop other people eating the pie, then I'm gonna have more pie.
But the pie is big
And
enough. It is, yeah.
But he's grown and he runs, he's part of a really cool community that we formed in the gaming YouTubers. And he helps all these other smaller channels. He mentions them, you know.
So he's changed.
He's changed, but the thing is, that shade was there, and it was there for everyone, and it's, you know, people fight tooth and nail because they don't realize you don't make enough content that I can only watch your channel.
Yeah. But I mean,
You know,
here's-
I'm gonna watch like 10 channels.
Yes. Here's the thing about YouTube, it's not TV. It's not 8 o'clock.
No.
Yeah.
On a Monday.
You don't miss a show.
You don't miss a show. You can
Yeah.
always go back. You can subscribe to as many people as you want to. There's enough space for everyone. And your video does not disappear.
Yeah.
It stays on unless you delete it.
Can I just add one last thing?
Last one.
When it comes to, at the same time, with everything that we've said, there's also, I personally feel a sense of entitlement to then collaborate with other YouTubers. So people, like I can look at another channel, I look at another channel also as a brand, and I'm like, if it doesn't match my YouTube channel,
Yeah.
if your YouTube channel is your personality,
Yeah.
and it doesn't match mine, it
Then-
should be okay for me to be like, unfortunately not. I enjoy your work, but I just don't feel it's gonna gel
Yes,
with me,
doesn't gel,
and will be.
yeah.
That's the thing, and I feel like a lot of YouTubers just want to collaborate
Yes.
for the sake
For the sake.
of
Just doing
like
it.
that. Yeah, exactly.
So on my side, it was the flip side. In fact, beginning of the year, I did a Get Ready With Me saying this year's year of collabs. I had a list of people that I'd already met last year, like yourself and Kobano and a couple of other people that I wanted to collab with. And when we met, we got along. The intention wasn't when I saw your channel, I want to collab with you. When we met, we had a chat about what we could possibly collab about. Eventually, by July, maybe August, I had 4 or 5 collabs with different people.
Nice.
The shade.
Yeah, you did. She did get shade. She got a lot of shade.
Because you didn't collab with other
Because now
people.
I am climbing on people's toes, to quote, to get on top by collabing with multiple people and having pictures of different people on my Instagram as well. I'm like, you want to
That's
do my
weird
Instagram?
though. There's nothing
So-
wrong with that's
Exactly.
business at the same time.
That's the flip side, though,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
Now they make your intention of what you saw from someone else, and you're like, we could gel. We could totally actually, as content creators, our videos, you know, people like that. And the worst part is, or the best part is, when people saw that we're collabing, fantastic, finally. Oh, you like
Yeah.
this is a person I suggested you should have collabed with when I saw your other collab as well. Can you collab with A, B, and C? And subscribers obviously are part
They
of
do want
content
that,
yeah.
creating. They love that because when we come together and create something, the purpose is not just for the views, it's not just for the subscribe. In fact, it's got nothing to do with that. It's us bringing you good quality content that you actually enjoy and possibly go back to and be like, oh, actually they gel. How about this and that video together? You know, what about that challenge? So from the same YouTube community, it was like, oh, so
the
now
shade
you
is
must
bad.
go like, yes, and they even quoted me about when I met them. You know, I happened to say, you guys are so cool, I really love you guys, and then I didn't contact them about collabs. So now it's a problem, you know. So it's like there's definitely some shade, but I don't think it's a bad thing. I just do think that people need to not have rules around certain things. There's no rules around it. If me and you do two different things and we possibly can't collab, that's okay.
But you still can. You still have that ability to create content, and I think that's the great thing about bringing two different worlds together.
But don't force it. You know?
It mustn't be forced, but it must be natural. Yeah.
I'm not going to be being like, guys, do you want to play Dungeons and Dragons with me? Unless that's the thing I want to do. I'd be like,
I want to teach
people
you.
I've never played Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
But I won't be putting you in my game with people who've been playing for 20 years.
For the sake of just
And I might love your channel as much as
But it just doesn't come
It doesn't work.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was quite interesting. So the one thing we need to remember is YouTube is our office. YouTube is our office, and we happen to all work in the same office, and we need to find ways to work with each other and be okay if we can't.